the first time that I heard the word checking in, it was in relationship to Houston. My earliest memories of the word checking in when I'm working at Tommy Boy in 1993, 1994, it all comes from hearing that you had to check in Houston, Texas. Yeah. First of all, who started the policy of having to check in general? Do you know the beginnings of that, or you only know in terms of Houston?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the blame for that. In the beginning, back when I was igniting my movement, you know, it was a tedious game. You know what I mean? And I didn't want other record labels. I didn't want nobody invading, you know, my turf, trying to get something that I laid the foundation for, and I was building and starting to cause the buzz. You know what I mean? So it wasn't gonna be a situation where nobody came in and cherry picked the fruits of my labor. So therefore, I viewed everybody that didn't check in as an enemy back then. You know what I mean? Because I understood that when I asked y'all for help, you didn't want to help me. But now that I got the harvest and the fruits,
you want to come on, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's where that came from.
It wasn't an issue of being a gatekeeper and people getting disrespectful in the town and doing a bunch of dumb things where you had to protect the city. It was more like, y'all not gonna come down here and grab these rappers. Y'all not gonna come down here and do X, Y, and Z that I built down here from the desert. And again, when I say this, I mean it. The South was like the fucking desert, Jay. It was nothing there. So for a man to take the desert and make Dubai, and then now y'all want to come to Dubai, that's what it was. That was the thinking behind it.
Yeah, no, most definitely. You know what I mean? But today, it don't mean the same. It was a time and a place for everything. And today, you know, the way they got that check-in thing going, that don't exist with me. You know what I mean? The check-in with me today is I'm an asset to you. You know what I mean? I don't want everybody checking in with me because they don't have access to me anyway. But for those that do, then I'm not asking you to. I don't require it. I don't demand it. But it is an asset to be able to do it.
Do you, in your mind, because again, you are, to me, you're the creator of this check-in, and you said it yourself, who should check in today's world, in your mind, because you're still tapped in, who should check in and who should not check in? Like, should Justin Bieber have to check in or not? Or like, who should really be checking in today's world?
Well, I say it this way. There's two things we get every day, man. Is a chance and a choice. And a lot of times, the choices we make determine the destination. You know what I mean? So to come into Houston and to check in with me or with my loved ones gonna strengthen your chances and your choices. You know what I mean? Of not having no problems. But is that a requirement? No, you know, that ain't something you have to do. A lot of people feel like they can hold their own, and I'm rooting for them. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, you know, it's some sharks out there in that choppy water, right? And they
wait up, hold on, Jay. When you say you're rooting for them, you don't understand how that sounds. Like, look, they're coming in here, man. Like, you know, I'm rooting for them. Like, you know, like I don't know. I'm hoping it works, but it could be that bad in Houston. Like, for me, I think it's this way. If you're gonna play the street game, you need to check it.
Yeah.
If you just an average dude or you do different kind of music, if you're not associated with the street, I don't think you have to check in. Yeah. People don't have to check in. I've come to Houston and DJ'd at the EDM club. I didn't call nobody. But I'm coming in a certain way. I'm not coming in doing this. I don't wear jewelry. I don't do that. So do you think, again, like there's rules and there's criteria to check in? If you're doing this, you're doing this. If you're this kind of artist, do it. If you're doing this, you're doing this. Maybe not so much.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's kind of self-explanatory to a certain extent. The way the movement is going today, you know what I mean? You can go to certain restaurants and the hijackers are there looking for you in the restaurants. You can go to the malls just going shopping, and the hijackers are at work at the malls. Of course, we know all of them at work at the strip clubs. So, you know what I mean? You got different people at work at strange places that you work at. Some of them be at work at church. You know what I mean? But the thing is, there's a brand in Houston that's respected. You know what I mean? Where all of them are concerned. And, you know, that's just a good thing to have for those who have access to it.
Right. Get you the brand. Fatman Scoop. Visit fatmanscoop.com to buy merch.